Welcome back. It is 1484, and in the last one we had Thomas finally propose to Amelia in order to save her from an arranged marriage. Mortimer has been off at war. Lavinia is ignoring some red flags from Adam, and Dante broke up another marriage and also had another baby. So there's that. I also forgot to roll for her in the last one. I keep forgetting which kids are Dante's and which aren't. So anyway, we're going to roll for her now. So she can't get an 18 or a 20. She survived. We have Bridget Lewis, who is also one of Dante's kids, no 9 or 19. She survived. Wow, I just can't even get it together. Alexander Goth. Okay. Tiffany's last child. Can't get a 7. Woo! And then will he marry? Please continue the Goth line. He will have 9 babies. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yes. Oh my gosh, I was so worried. Whew. Okay. Now, Ginevra and Catalina are becoming adults, so they have to get higher than a 9. Ginevra. Catalina. Ooh, that was a close one, Catalina. And then Dina has to get higher than a 10 or higher. And she did. Wow, everyone's surviving. Okay. I'm going to marry Isabel and Andrew this year because they seemed to hit it off last year. Let's talk to our new family. This is the Graves family. Emil, this is Emil, has had a difficult life growing up, dealing with his parents who hate each other and taking care of his elderly grandfather, trying to help his younger twin siblings. But he is ready to go out on his own and find a life to lead for himself. And this was also by Sunny Hates You. So this family, really excited to add them in. As you can see, I made them a little bit lower class than the families we've been playing. I think that can be an interesting dynamic to have them kind of be middle class. Maybe someone will have a romance that is unacceptable by society. That could be fun. And since the parents hate each other, I'm not going to feel bad about breaking them up. So there is that. And then war rolls. So let's grab our war people. Oh yeah, I used to do videos for that. I'm not going to do that today just because I don't have time. I forgot that I am traveling for work next week, and I'm trying to get these videos done before that happens. So I'm trying not to take any more extra time. I only have like 4 more hours to get 3 videos done. I don't know if that's going to happen, so stay tuned. So let's start rolling for the war rolls. They can't get a 4 on a d20. We'll start with Mortimer Goth. Can't get a 4. He did not. Honestly, these are not bad odds, but who knows. Randolph Landgrab the second. Survived. Mortimer. Survived. Pedro. Survived. Eustace. Survived. Herbert. Survived. And lastly, John. Survived. Okay, well, no one died, so. I mean, that was, let's be honest, those odds were pretty good. Oh, wait, did I mess this up? What year is it? Okay, we already know that I messed up all these numbers. Oops. I think maybe this goes over here. Yeah, because the sweating sickness is next year. Okay, so I guess nothing happened this year. Anyway, they all survived. Yay! Wow, I can't spell. You know, the harder you try to hurry, the worse everything becomes. Okay, well, this is spelled incorrectly. Anyway, so they all survived. I think he survived this too, so. Doing good. Let's move everyone back into their households, and then we will get going into this year. Thank you, Mortimer, for coming back. Alrighty, so here we are, and we are going to actually have Dante be our starting sim. We're going to start with him, and we're actually going to wrap up all of his stuff. He only has to break up one more couple, so we're going to wrap up his story today. We won't be visiting Dante anymore. I mean, we'll still like have him and doing stuff, but like we're not going to be visiting him in his household every single year. So he is going to come over here and he's going to talk to Eustace, who is married to Orla. Eustace was away at war while Orla had their baby. Now, she had the baby, and we know that it was Dante's baby from before she even got married to Eustace, but Eustace didn't know it wasn't his baby. The baby came out, not quite looking the way it should if it was his and Orla's baby. So because of that, he was suspicious that Orla had cheated on him. She's actually pregnant again with his baby, but he was suspicious that she had cheated on him. And, Dante has come to confirm his suspicions because Dante wants to break up all the relationships. So Dante is going to tell Eustace that he is the father of the baby and kind of makes fun of Eustace and, says like, oh, I had a baby with her and blah, blah, blah. And so, also, lots of things are going on in Whistledown, but not anything you don't already know. But yes, so he's just going to talk to Eustace and make fun of him, and then he's going to start flirting with Orla. Why do you have that sad sentiment? You don't need that. Not sentiment. Moodlet. So anyway, so he's going to flirt with her right in front of Eustace, and Eustace is furious. Now, keep in mind that Eustace kind of held a very high pedestal of honor because he's from a family of knights, and the fact that his wife had someone else's baby is just so insulting to him. And he's so mad at Dante, who's come to taunt him. He is also an erratic sim, so like it is like kind of making him a little like wild because he's so angry and he's so jealous and he's so frustrated, and he slaps Orla and he's like, I can't believe you did this. And she's like, yeah, but I'm pregnant with your baby now. I'm sure it's yours this time. And he's like, I don't believe you. And just like all this arguing is happening, and Dante is eventually convincing Orla to break up with him. So he does convince her to break up with Eustace, and he completes his aspiration. So, and then she asks us if we want to get married, and Dante's like, no way. But yes, so Dante has completed his aspiration. That was so hard, you guys, completing the villainous Valentine aspiration. So difficult. So if you are sending me Sims, you do not have to send any more for Dante. We don't need any more of those, but I mean, I'll use any Sims you send me in one way or another. But yes, so he has completed his aspiration. He's feeling good. And we are going to just come over here. And so obviously everyone knows now he's had another baby with another woman. Like, he is having babies all over the place for someone who hates children. And so Nina, who is his enemy, keep in mind, she's just like fed up with the fact that he keeps using these women, getting them pregnant, causing problems for them. And even though she likes to do it, she kind of feels a little bit sorry for them because she was in that position of having a baby with him and kind of feeling like, he didn't take responsibility, even though she ditched her kids for money the first second she could get. But she comes over and she decides to fight Dante, and she fights him, and she may give him a swift kick in the... So Dante will not be having any more children. That is how that ends for him, is no more kids for him. So he kind of deserved it. You got to admit it. He kind of deserved that. So now we're going to head over to our main household. So we are going to go see Thomas and family, and Mortimer is finally back from the war, so that's really happy. We are going to have the whole family kind of, welcoming him back from the war and enjoying his company, really happy that he survived even though it wasn't that dangerous and all that stuff. So he is coming back here, and yes, we're going to have him hug his dad and see his siblings. He's very happy to be back. Although he is going through a little bit of a mean streak right now. And I think that probably, it was his first time in battle, and he did a really good job. Like, he was on the front lines, he was doing his thing, he was excellent, he did a lot, like, he contributed a lot, and because of that, you know, obviously he's feeling good about that, but at the same time, like, it's hard. It's hard to see all that, you know, destruction and, you know, seeing other people lose their lives and stuff like that. So it's definitely not something that was easy for him. He did it because he wants to be a knight, he wants to improve in society, but, you know, it's just, it was still tough. So I think that that's probably where his mean streak is coming from, is that maybe a little bit of PTSD or hardship from going off to war. So that's what's going on there. And he is feeling energized, though. He is feeling good. Like, even though he, you know, has his moments. Also, all of the Sims that I moved into other households are just, like, doing so much. Like, they're all getting married. They're all having kids. Like, I have neighborhood stories off, but whatever. It's just funny because I'm, like, getting notifications that, like, Alice Spencer Kim just had a baby with some rando. So weird. I'm trying to keep all the Sims I'm trying to use in our households, but you can only have 80 Sims, so it is kind of difficult. Although, the sweating sickness is next year, which means we're going to lose a lot of Sims next year. I mean, the odds are like half, so that's really scary, and I'm really nervous for our main household because I have so many plans for all of them, and I just really want them to survive in order for us to keep going with our plans for them. Oh my gosh, and what if Thomas died? Oh my gosh, I can't even handle it. So we're going to have to just hope for the best and cross our fingers and all that. But anyway, so what's going on right now is that now that everyone is back from the war, there is going to be like a ceremony here at the Duke's house. So we are going to have everyone come and have a big party here where they're all enjoying themselves. And I don't know why their last name changed. I don't see a reason for their last name change. So whatever. But anyway, so we're going to have this big event and everyone's coming and celebrating, you know, a successful battle where no one on our side died, and everyone's really happy about that. So then Eric is going to say, Mortimer, you've been such a good squire to me. I am going to promote you tonight, considering how well you did in the battle. So that's what's going on here, is that Eric is telling Mortimer that he is now a full-fledged knight, and Mortimer is so excited about that. That's exactly what he wanted, was to continue to move up and, you know, gain some social standing and also impress everyone and just all of that stuff. So he is really, really happy about that. He is now Sir Mortimer Larkin, and everyone is really excited for him. So look at how excited they are. Oh, it's so great. So they are just all so happy and just having everyone hang out. So then what we're going to do is, I'm trying to call Eustace here. So Eustace, as we know, has been having a bad time. He's been having a bad time. So Eustace has been having a hard time after his wife turned out to be cheating and blah, 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 and he didn't get any special accolades or anything from this battle, and so he's really frustrated by that, is that, you know, this young upstart kind of takes over the spotlight from his point of view of, like, nepotism, because, you know, the Knight family of Eustace's is pretty new to town and not really in good with the Duke. So he is going to be rude to Mortimer. They know each other, but the game says they don't now all of a sudden. But anyway, so he's going to be rude to Mortimer and kind of be making like snarky, offhanded comments. Again, he's erratic. Even though he's a knight, he still has those feelings of jealousy and anger, and he feels like it's unfair that Mortimer is getting a cool promotion, even though he's already a knight. So it's like not like it takes anything away from him, but I think he just doesn't like that he, you know, isn't special. So he is going to basically lay into Mortimer, call him a coward, blah, 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 say that he didn't really do much, that it wasn't, you know, it wasn't that Mortimer was super strong, that he just hit in the back and now he's just getting things because he knows the Duke. And Mortimer's like, nah, that is not what happened. I worked too hard for you to discredit me. And so they're arguing about it, and he's kind of insulting Mortimer's honor here. So Mortimer's going to be like, fine, you want to duel about it? And then Eustace is like, fine, I'll see you at sunrise. And so they just kind of go their separate ways like that. So he is going to duel Eustace for his honor on the battlefield. So that is what happened there. I was literally like just filming this when I saw Colin Murphy's comment about how, like, different things we could do for Mortimer's Duel to the Death. And so I am definitely going to include your idea, just not right now. But yes, so Colin Murphy, I'm writing this down so I don't forget, because I do 100% want to use that idea that you have. But anyway, so we're going to head home. Mortimer has just challenged Eustace to a duel. Obviously, Eustace is older and more experienced than him, and so everyone's a little stressed out about it. They are definitely worried that, Mortimer isn't going to be able to handle it, even though he has been practicing so hard and all that other stuff. So Thomas is going to have a talk with Mortimer and be like, look, are you sure that you want to do this? Like, no one's going to blame you for backing out. And Mortimer's like, I'm not backing out. It's really important to me, my reputation. I'm not going to let him, smear my reputation when I've worked so hard to get to this point, and it's like everything I want, and I'm not going to let anybody take it away from me. And so obviously Lavinia is worried too. Like, everyone's so worried, and they're concerned, and he's like, you guys, relax. Like, he has total confidence in his skills, which, I mean, Mortimer, you are a little cocky here in your skills. So there is that. And everyone is just going to, be talking to him, consoling him, potentially spending their last night with him. So they are really worried about that. So they are definitely concerned about this duel, which is going to happen in a few sim hours. So that is something that they are really nervous about, but Mortimer is totally not worried about. So we are going to just have them spending that family time together until it is a socially acceptable time to bring someone over here. And, oh no, you don't have a difficult family day. Probably Lavinia is like being really hard on him. Like, you can't do this. Like, you really, really, really nervous in a way that's annoying him. So he kind of like pushes back a bit at her over that. Like, yeah, she's his older sister, so she's really worried about him, but he's like kind of annoyed by it. So, here we go, just checking in. Her birthday is not this year, so I don't know why we're already out of sim days. I think the same thing happened during her last birthday. Anyway, so we are going to just try and get him over here. So let's get Eustace over here now, except for some reason, and it's not working properly. Like, I can click duel to the death, but then he goes to duel Eric to the death. I don't want you to duel Eric to the death. I want you to duel Eustace to the death. But it turns out Eustace doesn't have high enough swordsmanship skill, so then I increase his swordsmanship skill. But then for some reason, Mortimer still can't choose to duel Eustace to the death. And so, but Eustace can choose either Mortimer or Eric. But here's the problem: is with this mod, with these like sword fighting marks, the person who asks for the duel is the person who wins. Like, it's already decided. So unlike the other sword fighting mod, it won't be dependent on their skills or anything. It's just whoever asks, and I can't get Mortimer to ask Eustace. So I was hoping that maybe something would happen if I asked Eustace to do it, but like I said, the person who asks is the winner, which is wrong in my opinion. So what I'm going to say is, we're not going to let Mortimer die here, obviously. So what I'm going to say is that, they're fighting, and because Mortimer is a little cocky, he is not really thinking too much about. I also can't click on him. Like, this game is so frustrating sometimes. So sometimes, what am I saying? Okay, Mortimer was a little cocky, and Eustace did get in like a good hit. So I'm going to say that Mortimer got really injured, like really injured. He got like stabbed in the side or something. And so because of that, that was because he was overly cocky about the situation and about his skills and everything, and he just, was tough. So he is going to get an injury because of that. I'm not letting him die. So we're going to pretend that they actually had a duel for realsies, even though we can't duel, which is really annoying. And I'm going to stop talking about it because it really was so hard when I was trying to figure this out. And so anyway, I'm just going to have them spar, I guess. And then again, because the person who asked for it is the person who wins, Mortimer is going to win the spar. And then we'll just use life's tragedies to take care of that. So we are going to then take care of this. And so even though Mortimer was really injured in the fight, he was really hurt and needed a doctor urgently. It was a big deal, but also he won against Eustace. He killed Eustace and, he killed Eustace and was successful there. So that happened. Anyway, so we are going to just have everyone come up. I'm going to have Mortimer just resting in his room because, he obviously, is injured. So he was bandaged up and he is sleeping in his bed. And everyone else is just talking about what happened. They're so relieved that he's okay. But at the same time, they're just oh my gosh, he almost died. That was so scary. Was it really worth it? What is going on? And so, everyone is just going to have a big talk about it. It's going to be definitely a lot of drama. Although maybe there was a way to do that through Regency romance. I don't know. He can have more duels in his life. It's okay. We'll try again using multiple mods. Because maybe if he witnessed a scandal and then we can duel for honor using the scandal system. So I don't know. But moving on, we are going to just have everyone doing their thing throughout the night, just enjoying some family time. They're all kind of staying up to, kind of keep an eye on Mortimer and keep an eye on how he's doing, make sure he doesn't have any medical emergencies in the middle of the night. And even Dante came over to check on him and see that everything's okay. So yeah, everyone is just kind of rallying, and Mortimer is a little embarrassed. He is a little embarrassed that he was so cocky. And so because of that, he is kind of hiding a little bit because even though he can move around a little bit better now after some time, he's still, he was cocky and he got injured for it, and that's a little embarrassing for him. But he did win, so he won his honor, and he's feeling good about that. And today is actually, obviously that holiday is incorrect. When the 1500s come around, I will fix everything together with you. So we'll do it together. But anyway, so we're going to have a banquet, and we're going to invite over everyone that is, with our children. So we are going to just fill that out, and we'll have it at home. And I'm trying to have Thomas make the grand meal, and he went all the way upstairs to the bathroom to do that for some reason. And then we are going to wait literally all day for this meal to cook. Anyway, because Mortimer, quote unquote, died, we have to re-propose to Diana. So what I'm going to have is we're going to get their romance back up and ask her to be our girlfriend. And she's just so beautiful. I love her so much. I'm so glad that her and Mortimer are going to be together. I hope that they're happy together, and I hope that nobody dies of the sweating sickness. You guys, I don't know what I'm going to do next year if anyone that we're playing with dies. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be so stressful for me. What if Diana dies? Who's he going to be with then? I don't even know. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. But this is the fun part about this challenge, is having to adjust and all that stuff. So I'm going to try not to think about it. We'll be okay. And we'll plead for... We are only going to plead for Sims in our household, though. So if Diana or Amelia or whoever dies... Okay, anyway, so moving on. that is about where we're going to wrap up, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this part with the duel and everything. Like, it's so fun. I did want some drama to come out of Mortimer's experience at war. In the next one, we do have the sweating sickness, so I'm so nervous. Off camera, I married Isabel and Andrew, and they're going to have 2 kids. And, yeah, so lots of things are happening, lots and lots of things. So I hope that you guys are really excited, because I am too, and I'll catch you in the next one.